In this segment, I am going to discuss about the cleansing agents of chemistry in everyday life. Cleansing agents are nothing but detergents, and these detergents are of two types. One is soap and the other one is synthetic detergent, and they help the cleansing properties, they help in improvising the cleansing properties of water, and these detergents help in removal of fat which bind other materials to the fabric or skin. And this is the reaction for the preparation of soap. That is, soaps. What are soaps? They are sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids. Here in this reaction we are having sodium stearate. This is the soap. What are soaps? Soaps are sodium or potassium salts of higher fatty acids. They are obtained by heating. That is glycerol. Here fatty acid is stearic acid, glyceryl ester of stearic acid. When it is treated with aqueous sodium hydroxide, we are getting sodium stearate and glycerol. And this process is known as soapanification. Soapanification is nothing but the preparation of soaps. Soaps containing sodium salts, they are formed by heating fat. That is here glyceryl ester of fatty acid with aqueous sodium hydroxide solution. And the soap which is obtained is of colloidal form. To precipitate out soap from the solution, sodium chloride is added. So sodium chloride is added to precipitate out soap from the solution. And the solution contains glycerol which can be removed by fractional distillation. This can be removed by fractional distillation. Only sodium and potassium soaps, they are soluble in water and they are used for cleaning purposes. And so potassium salts, if you compare sodium and potassium salts, potassium soaps, they are soft to the skin than sodium soaps, and they can be prepared by using potassium hydroxide instead of sodium hydroxide. So far we have learned how soaps are made. Now let us discuss about the types of soaps. Basically all soaps, they are made by boiling fats or oils with suitable hydroxide, soluble hydroxide, and the variations can be made by using different raw materials. Let's see first toilet soaps. How toilet soaps are made? Toilet soaps, they are prepared by using better grades of fats and oils, and care is taken to remove excess alkali. Color and perfumes are added to make these soaps more attractive. So in the case of toilet soaps, they are prepared by using better grade fats and oils, and care is taken to remove excess alkali. Perfumes and colors are added to make this more attractive. Next is floating soaps. Floating soaps, they are made by beating tiny air bubbles before their hardening. So floating soaps, they are made by beating tiny air bubbles before their hardening. So soaps that float in water, they are made by beating tiny air bubbles before hardening. Transparent soap. How these transparent soaps are made? These are made by dissolving the soap in ethanol and then evaporating the excess solvent. Transparent soaps are prepared by dissolving the soap in ethanol and then evaporating the excess solvent. Next is medicated soap. How these medicated soaps are formed? Substances of medicinal value are added. In some soaps, deodorants are added. So medicated soaps, when soap is in the colloidal form, substances of medicinal value are added. Next one is shaving soaps. Shaving soaps means they must produce lather. So, and it should not get dried easily. Shaving soaps, they contain glycerol. Why they contain glycerol? To prevent rapid drying. And moreover, a gum called rosin is added while making them. It forms sodium rosinate. The gum forms sodium rosinate which lathers well. And next one is laundry soaps. Laundry soap, they contain fillers like sodium rosinate, sodium silicate, borax and sodium carbonate. Fillers like sodium rosinate, sodium silicate, borax and sodium carbonate. What are soap fillers? Why they are added? Soap filler is a substance that is usually infused in a body soap or detergent in order to tweak its physical attributes so as to make it effective for a specific application. And there are few more types of soaps also. Soap chips are there. How these soap chips are made? They are made by running a thin sheet of melted soap onto a cool cylinder and scraping off the soaps in small broken pieces. Soap granules. What are soap granules? They are dried miniature soap bubbles. And soap powders and scouring soaps, they contain some soap. Why do soaps not work in hard water? This is because hard water contains calcium and magnesium ions. These ions forms insoluble calcium and magnesium soaps when sodium or potassium salts are dissolved in hard water, and this is known as scum. And these insoluble soaps separate as scum in water and are useless as cleansing agent. That's why soap does not work in hard water. Next one is synthetic detergents. Synthetic detergents, they are cleansing agents which have all the properties of soaps but which actually do not contain any soap, and these can be used both in hard water as well as soft water, as they give foam even in hard water. And we will be discussing the classification of synthetic detergents: anionic detergents, cationic detergents and non-ionic detergents. One by one we will discuss all these. Under synthetic detergents, first we will discuss about anionic detergents. Anionic detergents, they are nothing but sodium salts of sulfonated long chain alcohols or hydrocarbons. Alkyl hydrogen sulfates formed by treating long chain alcohols with concentrated sulfuric acid are neutralized with alkali. They are neutralized with alkali to form anionic detergents. And here the anionic part is responsible for the cleansing action. The anionic part is responsible for the cleansing action. This is the lauryl alcohol. When treated with sulfuric acid, lauryl hydrogen sulfate is formed. When neutralized with NaOH, sodium lauryl sulfate, the anionic detergent is formed, and the anionic part is responsible for the cleansing action. Sodium salts of alkyl benzene sulfonates, they are an important class of anionic detergents, and these sodium dodecyl benzene sulfonate is formed by neutralizing alkyl benzene sulfonic acid with aqueous NaOH. And these anionic detergents, they are also used in toothpaste and they are mostly used for household work. Next is cationic detergents. The cationic detergents, they are quaternary ammonium salts of amines with acetates, chlorides or bromides. Here we are having bromides as anions. Cationic part possesses a long hydrocarbon chain and a positive charge on nitrogen atom and these are called cationic detergents. Cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide is a popular cationic detergent and is used in hair conditioners. Cationic detergents, they have germicidal properties and they are found to be highly expensive. Therefore, they are of limited use. Cationic detergents are of limited use. Next one is non-ionic detergents. Non-ionic detergents, they do not contain any ion in their constitution. One non-ionic detergent is formed when stearic acid is treated with polyethylene glycol. So, when stearic acid is treated with polyethylene glycol, we are getting a non-ionic detergent. And liquid dishwashing detergents, they are of non-ionic type. Mechanism of cleansing action of this type of detergents is the same as that of soaps. These non-ionic detergents also, they remove grease and oil by micelle formation. The main problem that appears in the use of detergents is that if their hydrocarbon chain is highly branched, then bacteria cannot degrade this easily. Slow degradation of detergents leads to their accumulation. Effluents containing such detergents reach the rivers, ponds, etc. And these persist in water even after sewage treatment and cause foaming in rivers, ponds and streams and their water gets polluted. These days, the branching of hydrocarbon chain is controlled and kept to the minimum. Unbranched chains can be biodegraded more easily and hence pollution is prevented.